Quiz 28. Name the CD3PO42 compound. CD is cadmium and PO4 is phosphate. So the name of this compound is cadmium phosphate. Cadmium phosphate. PO4 is phosphate right there. Now to remind you, PO4 is phosphate, has a -3 charge, then PO3 would be phosphite, and PO2 would be called hypophosphite, and PO5 would be called perphosphate. Follow the oxygens. Memorize the 8s. Memorize the polyatomic ion with the 8s. One less oxygen than the 8 is the ite. So if this is phosphate, this is phosphite. One less oxygen than that would be called hypophosphite. One more oxygen than the phosphate ion is called perphosphate. So PO5 is perphosphate. Make sure you know the names of those polyatomic ions. Name the compound. Ba is barium and BrO2. BrO3 is called bromate. It has a charge of -1. And so this is BrO2, so it's one less oxygen, so it's called bromite. So this would be barium bromite. Name the BaBrO42 compound. BrO3 is bromate, so one more oxygen, BrO4, that would be called perbromate. So the name of this compound must be barium perbromate. Barium perbromate. Let's do the math equation on that. Barium, Ba, perbromate, BrO4, and I have 2 of them. Perbromate is -1 charge. -1 times 2 is a -2. We have to get the 0. Something minus 2 is 0, and that's a +2. I have one of those bariums, so this barium is a +2. So what's the math equation for this chemical compound? +2 minus 1 equals 0, because I have 2 of these perbromates. Name this compound. Ra is radium, and ASO4 is arsenate. So radium arsenate. Name the CD parentheses H2PO4 close those parentheses subscript 2 compound. Wow, what a mouthful. Well, the first thing you should look at is this right here is a phosphate, and I don't just have one, I have 2 hydrogens in front of it. So this is going to be called dihydrogen phosphate. Dihydrogen phosphate is going to be the name of this polyatomic ion. And the element in front of it is called cadmium. So the name of this compound is going to be called cadmium dihydrogen phosphate. Cadmium dihydrogen phosphate. Now I want you to look at something. You know that PO4 has a -3 charge. You should have memorized that. That's phosphate. Now what happens if I have hydrogen phosphate? In other words, hydrogen is a +1. So I have hydrogen with a +1, phosphate, PO4 with a -3, +1 minus 3. This whole thing has a -2 charge. And if I said I have 2 of these hydrogens, H2PO4, well, 2 hydrogens, each one has a +1. Phosphate, PO4 is a -3, +2, -3. The whole charge of this thing is -1. So this whole polyatomic ion has a charge of -1. So we have phosphate, hydrogen phosphate, dihydrogen phosphate. Phosphate has a -3 charge, hydrogen phosphate with a -2 charge, and dihydrogen phosphate with a -1 charge. And you know it has to be like that because hydrogen by itself is a +1. So when we take that hydrogen, that +1, and we mix it with that phosphate, HPO4, we have a -2 is the total. And if I take 2 of these hydrogens, then I'm going to have a -1. So I have a +1, +1, -3. The whole thing equals a -1. Write the chemical formula for calcium hydroxide. Calcium is a +2 ion, hydroxide is OH, and it is a -1 ion. Play the game. Ca parentheses OH, close my parentheses, subscript 2. Calcium hydroxide, Ca. We have to make sure those parentheses are in there. Ca parentheses OH, close those parentheses, subscript 2. Write the chemical formula for beryllium phosphate. Beryllium is a +2 ion. Phosphate, PO4, is a -3 ion. Do the crisscross game. Be3 parentheses PO4 2. Be3 PO4 2. All right, let's just do this a different way. Beryllium +2, phosphate PO4, -3 charge. I have to get to 0, so what's going to be my math equation? I'm going to need a total of 3 of these berylliums, and I'm going to need 2 of the phosphates. So +2, +2, +2, -3, -3 equals 0. I have 1, 2, 3 of the berylliums, and then I have 1, 2 of the phosphates. So Be3PO4, 2. All right, just moving right along. Write the chemical formula for magnesium arsenate. Magnesium is a +2 ion, and arsenate, ASO4, that's a -3 ion. So Mg, and bring the 3 down, Mg3, ASO4, and then we'll have to bring that 2 over, ASO4, 2, Mg3, ASO4, 2. Write the chemical formula for strontium bromide. All right, bromite. BrO3 is bromate, and bromate has a -1 charge to it. So 1 less oxygen than that, BrO2, that must be called bromite. And I have strontium, which is Sr. Sr is strontium, and Sr is a +2 ion. And now I have bromite, BrO2, and it is a -1 ion. So my math equation is going to be +2 -1 -1 is 0, so I'm going to need 2 of these bromite ions. So the chemical formula is going to be Sr, BrO2, subscript 2. Write the chemical formula for calcium periodate. Iodate, IO3, is a polyatomic ion with a charge of -1. That polyatomic ion with the charge of -1, that is iodate. So periodate is 1 more oxygen, so IO4, -1. Calcium is a +2. Periodate, IO4, that's a -1 charge. Play the game. Ca parentheses IO4, close the parentheses, subscript 2. Calcium periodate. If we memorize the 8s, right, this is phosphate. Take away an oxygen, then you have phosphite. Take another oxygen away, you have hypophosphite. And if you added an oxygen, then it's called perphosphate. So I hope you're doing well with these. Now keep working on your polyatomic ions. Have a great day.